I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. The fountain of youth, something that most people are chasing. Most people. Some people aren't really bothered about this. They accept life beautifully. They accept graceful aging. They're okay to age gracefully. But the fountain of youth, people will spend millions and millions. People will spend a lot of their salary, a lot of their hard-earned money looking for quick fixes to look more beautiful. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But we need to understand that aging is a part of us. From the time we're born, we start to die, which means from the time we're born, we start to age. Now, we will all biologically age. You can be pumping yourself with injections and smearing on all the cream. And this is for men and women. Everyone does it today. You could be putting creams and oils and all of that stuff and superfoods. And yeah, it's good for you. It helps you, the superfoods and the natural things. But understand, you are going to age. You are going to age. And if your own process of aging is creating tremendous stress on you, stress is one of the quickest ways to age faster. So this is a vicious circle. Today, what I'm going to take you through is a little bit of biology, a little bit of physiology, and a little bit of chemistry. But when you understand this, okay, I am hoping that you will stop wasting money on searching for that fountain of youth. The fountain of youth is within you. It's within you. It's not outside there. It's all within you. And it revolves around your cells, your DNA, and something called telomeres. We've all heard of telomeres. We studied it in biology. We've come across it briefly. But today, telomeres and the health of your telomeres are not just related to how you look, your skin, your hair, how quickly you will age, how slowly and gracefully you will age. It is related to every possible cancer, Alzheimer's, and disease and genetic disorder out there. We have a cell. In that cell are your DNA sequences. These DNA sequences form a pattern and they're called chromosomes. Think of a chromosome as a lace, intertwined. Your shoelace is intertwined. At the top of the lace is like a cap, a small little plastic cap. Okay, that is your telomere. Your telomere is a nucleoprotein structure that is supposed to protect your chromosomes, which is a sequence of your genes. So at the top of the chromosomes, what would happen if you remove the plastic bit off the top of your lace? It starts to get untwined, it starts to get frayed up, and all of us as kids have noticed that little plastic thing comes off and it starts to fray, and you have little small strands and particles stick out. That's exactly what happens to the chromosomes. And that's why they're protected by a cap called your telomere. Okay, this telomere protects your chromosome and your DNA sequence, instruction, genes, everything. Now, as we know, our cells constantly divide. Our cells divide and form new cells. But what happens when a cell divides? That DNA sequence has to be literally copied into the new cell. When that happens perfectly, you're aging gracefully, you have no disease in your body, everything's working perfectly well. Now, these chromosomes that have that little cap, the length of your chromosome is basically the magic. The longer your telomeres, the healthier you are, okay, the longer you will live and the better quality of life you will have. The beauty of the science is that most people today have shorter telomeres, and it's being impacted not because of our genes. Remember, the genes are within the cell, but because of our lifestyle. So as these telomeres start to get shorter and shorter, and as the DNA sequence starts to get more and more damaged, it's like literally damaging a computer program. If you have a program that runs a particular algorithm and the computer program gets damaged, the algorithm starts to perform differently. So it can turn on aging very quickly. It can turn on a bad gene. It can bring on a genetic disorder way, way quicker in your life at a younger age. So that's what we talk about. Epigenetics, your environment controls your genes. You can turn on good genes, you can turn off bad genes, and all of that is happening in trillions of your cells, and it is linked to your lifestyle. We all have good genes and bad genes. Know that. We all have cancer cells within us. Know that. Why do some people get it and some don't? While science likes to push us and tell us that, oh, if your parents had it, you will get it too, we know that's not the truth. Yes, you have a higher chance of getting it, and some people do, but most people don't because they make lifestyle changes. Now let's go back to that chromosome. Okay, that's your DNA structure, instructing everything in your particular body. Actions, control, signaling, pathways, and everything else. What happens if these telomeres start to shorten and shorten? As they start to shorten and shorten, when your cell divides, it cannot transfer the genetic code to the new cell. It's impossible, and that's when it becomes critical. So now you're left with less instruction, less intelligence in the new cell. And that's how misfiring starts to happen at a cellular level when it comes to disease and aging. You'll see young people with graying hair and all of that stuff. You can say anything you want, but it is shorter telomeres. And today you can even do tests to look at shorter telomeres, and that's being done in labs. And they find that in highly stressed out people, the telomeres can get shorter and shorter. Today we see premature whitening of hair and graying of hair even in children, age group of 11, 12, 14, 15. Sometimes it's a nutritional deficiency. But when you break down the child's life and you find they're constantly stressed, yes, stress creates aging. And no amount of creams and shampoos and injections can ever change that. We're going to go over a couple of things until I tell you the simplest way to protect your telomeres today. And tomorrow we do a part 2 where I tell you the second way, which doesn't cost you money, on how you can maintain healthy telomeres. So now, DNA damage. Everyone's fear when it comes to every possible cancer. How do we protect our DNA? We protected, our telomeres protected. What do our telomeres need to stay healthy? Number 1, food. What kind of diet do we look at? And when we look scientifically at the breakdown of diet, what comes up? Your legumes. So whether it's your chana, your rajma, your beans, your navy beans, your pinto beans, all of the legume family is excellent for telomere health. Nuts. All nuts, of course, keep away from the salted nuts, the deep fried nuts, the honeyed nuts, the nuts which have maltodextrin and all of the crap in. The whole nut family is excellent for telomere health. Seeds as well, pumpkin seeds, watermelon seeds, sunflower seeds, all of these seeds are excellent. Seaweed, fruits. Fruits stand at the top of the list. Now you get me, right? If your short-term or long-term life goal is just to lose weight and you go on fad diets that block you from eating fruits, well, you can lose all that weight, but show me someone who's losing drastic weight and looks younger. People who lose fast weight look older. Their skin wrinkles, they look haggard, and they wonder, I'm losing weight and I'm also losing my looks. Yes, because you're not focusing on your telomeres. Your whole life is around how you look in that dress or in that pair of pants, but you've ignored cellular health, which is why there must be balance in every diet. There are never shortcuts that can work for you when it comes to sustainable health. Coffee. Now there's mixed research on coffee. People who drink 1 cup of coffee, maximum 2, it supports telomere length, which means it's good for you. But the overconsumption of coffee can actually shorten your telomeres, which leads to rapid aging, biological aging. So the science is mixed. So again, why would you overdo anything? Whether it's fruits, nuts, seeds, don't overdo it. When you overdo it, it becomes a poison for you. So you got to keep it in balance. What also comes up in the scientific research is dairy, ethically sourced dairy, yogurts, cheese, milk, ethically sourced, hormone-free, antibiotic-free is also good for your telomere length. Which is why infants and babies, that's the time the telomeres are actually in the process of growing, are fed a diet of dairy. Everyone will have their own personal opinions based on the social media they look at. They hang on to an idea, they hang on to a process, but they don't see beneath that and understand that certain things are important for you. There's a whole section on social media telling you to give up grains, telling you to give up fruits. I mean, do what you want. I'm not against these groups. But my point is, when you look at holistic wellness, when you're looking at why am I losing weight and also my looks, then you got to start understanding that the body is way beyond just your short-term goal of weight loss and looking good all the time. Okay, what destroys the telomeres? Over binging on alcohol. The easiest way to shorten your telomeres. Processed meats like salamis, hams, which have nitrates in. These are the worst things you can have. White sugar again. There are enough of scientific studies showing control groups having aerated beverages filled with sugar and those people having plain water, and a difference in their telomere length. So the more sugar you have, the more rapidly you age. It's as simple as that because of the DNA damage and the telomere damage. Smoking, a no-brainer. One of the biggest ways and the quickest, the fastest ways to change the way you look internally, health-wise, beauty-wise, all of that stuff is smoking. Your skin will start to wrinkle up way quicker. And again, this is not a dig at all the smokers. My point is, if the science shows it to you, okay, and you have the ability to stop doing it, it's going to benefit you. You can't be the smoker taking all the Botox injections because you believe that's the only thing that's going to make you look good when you're aging. Okay? Exercise, extremely important. And there are 2 ways. If you're sedentary, shorter telomeres. If you're overtraining, shorter telomeres because of the oxidative stress. The more you overtrain, the more inflammation you have, which is why if you're an athlete, you overtrain, you have to also overrest. The more training you have, the more rest and recovery you need. The more training you have, the more sleep you need. So that's the balance. You can't be that corporate person who sleeps 3 or 4 hours a night, tries to run a marathon, goes into meetings, works 14 hours a day, and then you wonder why you have a heart attack, or you wonder why you work out so well, you eat well, and you look so old. Again, rest, recovery, overtraining, undertraining. Social support, social bonds, relationships, all of these things that make you happy are very important for your telomere length. Laughter, spending time with people who uplift you, people who make you feel good about yourself, truly getting rid of people who are toxic, staying away from groups that put you down all the time. These are bad for your telomeres, showing the mind-body connection, emotions with every cell. Trillions of cells. You have one negative emotion, it impacts trillions of cells in the human body, which is why someone can say negative to you right now and you were feeling good, your chest was out, your posture was great, you're happy. Someone says something negative and all of a sudden your entire body starts crumbling in. One negative thought impacts trillions of cells at a cellular DNA level. So that's why it's very important for you to maintain good emotions, relationships, and social bonds as well. Sleep. No brainer. Sleep deprivation, shorter telomeres. That's why they call it your beauty sleep. You always look better, your skin glows, everything looks better when you sleep well. So you can do all the cover-ups with makeup and eyeshadow or creams, and this is for men and women and whoever, all of that stuff. But you are aging rapidly within if you do not address your telomere health, your chromosome health. Okay? Depression. We have to understand when you are going through depression, it is extremely important to eat right, exercise, sleep well, because depression shortens your telomeres rapidly. So you see all of these things, it's a vicious cycle, and we got to break the vicious cycle. It's not easy, yet it's not impossible, but we got to do it. Now, what is the one thing that everyone can do? I've given you a couple of tips already based on lifestyle and foods. The one thing that comes out clearly, where science is encouraging this more and more, because you can do it, you can measure, and you find an improvement in your telomere length. Meditation. The beauty of meditation. Today, scientifically documented that people who meditate for even 10 minutes in a day can improve the length of their telomeres. And that is beautiful. What is the scientific connection? The one thing that destroys your telomere length and shortens it is chronic stress. A little bit of stress is excellent for us. Chronic stress is disastrous. And that's where the whole meditation comes in. So if you can find 5 or 10 minutes in a day where you can close your eyes and just focus. If you can't focus on your breath, put an image in your mind that makes you feel so happy. And for that 10 minutes, just be in that happy image, be in that happy thought. That is meditation as well. Or just focus on your breath, your inhale, exhale. Don't make it complicated. 10 simple minutes of meditation or more. So the more you meditate, guess what? Your telomere length gets to be healthier and longer, improving the quality of your life and everything else. Now, a lot of people will say, hey, Luke, but my dad or my mom or my brother or my sister or my uncle meditated every single day and they still got cancer. I'm not here to say meditation is your preventive band-aid from everything else. No, it is part of your process. Every disease is multifactorial. Just because you're eating organic food today doesn't mean you will never get sick. Just because you work out doesn't mean that you won't have arthritis or osteoporosis. Disease is multifactorial. There is emotion to look at. There is nutrition, quantity, what suits you, inflammation, immune system, so many things, external environment, internal environment, that all comes together. So never go with those lame things that, oh, what's the point of doing it? That person was so healthy and still they got sick. That is the lamest way of consoling yourself. The human body requires what it needs. Internal, external, everything around, and then it works for you. And then there's destiny. You can do anything and everything, and something bad can still happen to you. And you can have the worst lifestyle, and you can still have the longest life with quality and no disease. That is destiny. Leave that on the side because we don't understand it. We leave it where it's meant to be. But everything else comes down again to meditation. Tomorrow, I'll take you to one more thing that you can do, which we've been talking for years and years, but now tomorrow when I put the science to it and you put it in your mind, you will have a mechanism and a tool to immediately age gracefully. I'm not promising you a fountain of youth that can reverse your aging because it is impossible. From the moment you are born, you start to die. From the moment you are born, you start to age. Acceptance is a huge and a beautiful thing. I don't know why when men and women are fighting aging. That's because they're trying to fill up a void. Maybe they've used their beauty and their bodies so much to build an identity. And as that starts to fade away, their identity fades with it. Which is why we tell you, part of your self-esteem, part of your self-growth, your what's that word I'm looking for? Self-esteem. Yeah. Your self-confidence should never, ever be equated to the way that you look. Because the way that you look is going to change. Always, men and women. Equate your self-esteem with your values, who you are, what skills you have, what you can do, the beauty that you have in, how you can help people, how you can impact people. Equate your self-esteem with that. If you equate your self-esteem with anything to do with the body and looks, it's going to fade away no matter who you are. You can be a billionaire, a multi-millionaire, famous, an actor, an actress, but everyone knows deep down in their heart that it is going to fade. And if you built your identity around that, that's going to fade as well. Let that be your identity, but let that not be you. You have to be built on so many other things that contribute to you towards your confidence. So again, meditation. Understand, accept every day that I am aging, but I can age gracefully. I am aging and I will age gracefully. Let me take away the trigger points that make me age rapidly, and let me replace them with things that will allow me to age gracefully. There is no way. I know people and women who fly around the world, and men taking massages in the most expensive spas and all of that stuff, thinking that more massages and more spa treatments will make them look younger. But the moment they step out of the spa, they're the same old people, angry, bitter, filled with resentment, filled with guilt, filled with authority, filled with the want to show, pride and ego. And that's so damaging to their own aging process. So you see, it's beautiful, except today that we're already aging. But can we age beautifully? And you'll see some elderly women and men who have probably not even got a massage in their life, never popped a nutraceutical, they don't eat superfoods and all of that stuff. And you look at them, and they have aged beautifully. White hair, lovely wrinkled skin, a smile on their face. Okay, bodies may not be six packs and size 0, but they're living disease-free. Graceful aging. Accept it. The more you fight it and the more you resist it, the more it will become part of you. What you keep chasing becomes more elusive. So if your whole day revolves around you trying to look younger, guess what? It's not going to work for you. I can guarantee you it's not going to work for you. You got to go back to the basics and do these little things. Understand that you were born from a cell, okay? Everything is within you. Everything. Make time for that meditation, or make time for excuses. Oh, I can't meditate because thoughts come in my head. Whoever told you meditation is about keeping thoughts away from your head? Meditation is whenever thoughts come up, come back to your breath. They come up again, come back to your breath. And then come back to your breath until you get better and better and better. And you move from 1 minute to 3 minutes to 5 minutes to 10 minutes to an hour eventually. And that's what it is. So meditation is one of the most powerful and the quickest ways. And you can find 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes in the day. If you can't find 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but you can find 3 hours for a spa day, 4 hours to be treated in a spa, something's terribly wrong with you. And I don't mean that in a derogatory or a disrespectful way. I mean terribly wrong in the way that you see life, you see intelligence, and you see your own body. That means your mind is connected outwards with what everyone's doing and what everyone's trying to sell you, which is a lie. I love a good massage, but I don't go in with the intention of a massage that, let me screw up my lifestyle, I'll get a massage and I'll look young. No, I go in for a massage for relaxation. So there's nothing wrong with these things. It is your intention, your mindset, and your belief system. So there are many things that can slow down our aging because most people are aging too fast. When you're in your 20s and your 30s, but you're looking like something in your 50s and your 60s, it's a sign, it's a warning to you that your lifestyle is accelerating aging. It's nothing to be proud of. Absolutely nothing to be proud of. You listen to the signals that life is showing you in the mirror and you take corrective action, and that's how you improve the quality of your life. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, you care is all about you.